The following is a paid program, and the views expressed on this show do not represent the views of WJZ-FM, CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
This is Dog Talk with Michael J. Solar on 105.7 The Fan. Every Sunday morning from 7 to 8, Michael Solar, owner of Blue Line K9 Dog Training and Rehabilitation, brings you valuable education on dog behavior and dog training, making your life with your best friend the best it can be. Now, here's the guy who let the dogs out, Michael J. Solar with Dog Talk on 105.7 The Fan.
Hey guys, Michael J. Solar here from Blue Line Canine Dog Training and Rehabilitation. And guys, I am really excited today. This is going to be my first episode here live on 105.7. And I just have a great idea for the show that we're going to be creating here. And this show is going to be called Dog Talk, as you heard in the announcement there. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun, man. We're going to get a lot of different guests on the show, and we're going to have so much information getting pushed out there, like how to pick the right veterinarian to how to pick the right dog kennel when you're going away on vacation. And it's going to be all about life with a dog, right? You know, instead of it just being a, hey man, this is how you train your dog to do this, but we can do that as well. So if you ever want to call in, you can give us a call at 410-583-1057, and you can ask me any training question. And down the road, when we start getting our guests on the show, we could sit there and start asking them questions as well, like different health tips, all the way down to different food tips, to anything you can think of. Life with a dog. Where can I bring my dog? Can I bring my dog to certain parks? Am I allowed to bring my dog on the highway? Who knows, right? So let me tell you guys a little bit about me. I'm in my late 30s here, and I've been training dogs for a little over 18 years. So I'm the founder of Blue Line Canine, which me and my wife started back in 2007. And with all of her support, we now have a couple of books out there on Amazon, and great training staff that has expanded over our 10-year anniversary this year. And, I'm also a police canine handler, so I get to really enjoy different aspects of working with dogs. But in my journey of 18 years of working with dogs, I've really found that everybody in the dog community just really comes together. And we all come from different walks of life, from people that, to just love, going to church with their dogs, to getting their dogs tattooed on them, which brings me into a really cool thing that we're planning for the show, which is a gentleman I met. His name is Justin Holcomb. He owns the Helix Tattoo Lodge up in Rising Sun, Maryland. I got the opportunity to meet him, and he was showing me some really awesome tattoo work that he's done for people that missed their dogs. When their dogs had passed away, they wanted to memorialize their dogs, and what they did was they had a tattoo done by him. And the first tattoo I actually saw of his, I actually thought it was a photograph. I did not believe that it was a tattoo that he did, and it was so impressive that I'm going to actually get that tattoo, a tattoo myself, and we're going to do it on Facebook Live from this show. So he's actually going to be one of our guests in the future on this episode, on the show, and we're going to be able to talk to him about different things, what got him into it, why he loves dogs, and what he's experienced by talking to different people and different dog lovers with it. And I'm really excited about it because we're actually going to do it Facebook Live at his shop. And you're going to be able to see one of my dogs get tattooed onto me. And let me tell you a little story about that dog. Back in 2007, I had purchased him. And so me and my wife had purchased him, and he was the transition. So if you ever get the chance to check out my company, which is Blue Line Canine, the little dog silhouette in the logo, if you're on Facebook Live, you could see it in my logo, is that dog. His name was Bruno. He was a really important part of my life. He helped me through some PTSD from when I got out of the Marine Corps, all the way to, in my opinion, making me the trainer that I am today. He was a phenomenal dog. He was a crucial part to my life, and I can't wait to get that tattooed on me to really show that commitment and what he did for me and my family. He was really important to us, and he's no longer with us, and which is a very sad thing, but we have a new puppy. Of course, his name is Bruno too. Because we had to keep that name going. It was a really crucial thing to me. And we have my canine Sam, and we also have Crixus, which are my three dogs. If anybody's out there listening and wants to give us a call in and maybe tell us a little story about their dog, again, the number is going to be 410-583-1057. Again, 410-583-1057. The other thing we're looking for is some feedback. What do you guys want to know? What do you guys want to hear about? Don't make this show just me talking to you. Let's make this show interactive. Let's have you guys give me a call. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you want to know about dog training. Who do you think we should have on a guest? Should we get Governor Hogan out here? Should we get a sports enthusiastic out of here? Should we get somebody out here? What do you want to know? What kind of walks of life do you want to hear about? What kind of dogs get to know each other? And so on and so forth. I mean, this is your opportunity to get out there and really mix and mingle all this kind of stuff. But until we get our first caller, I want to go into something that is a little near and dear to me, which again, like I said, I've been training dogs now for a little over 18 years. And what I found is that there is a little bit of controversy in the dog community, training community. And it's something that, in my opinion, just needs to go away. There shouldn't be any controversy. There's either, you're either training dogs or you're not training dogs. And in my opinion, there is no wrong dog training. There's different styles, there's different methods, there's different systems, but at the same point in time, we all have the common goal of what's best for our dog. And I truly believe that there's no right way. Like there's no one only way of doing it. And that's the thing. You have to look at it saying, hey, if we're going to go out there and do this, it's about the owners and their dog. Remember, the dog is their best friend. And if it's going to be their best friend, me as a trainer or you as a trainer, we all have to get together to realize that we have to talk to our owners and say, hey, what do you want with your dog? What do you want to do with them? What's the problems going on? And then you take it that proper approach to get the right way. Okay, so it could be reward-based systems, it can be compulsionary systems, it could be so many different ways of doing it, but you want to make sure that it's the best thing for that dog. You don't want to be overcorrective and you don't want to be undercorrective. You don't want to push too many foods, too less foods. Everything has to be fun. So again, it's always about having fun with the dog. And if you can't make it fun, then you need to take a time out and walk away. Again, we work for the power of yes. That's one of my philosophies with Blue Line Canine, is that we want to work with the power of yes. We have a caller here, it looks like. Are we good for the caller? All right, go ahead and set him in.
Michael?
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Richard. Nice to talk to you early this morning. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing today?
Doing great. Congratulations on the show. It's a great idea and a much-needed thing, and I hope it is a big success for you.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. I've owned many, many dogs. That's my bird. I have a parrot as well.
Awesome.
Cats, you name it. I love animals, and I rescue as many as I can. I've driven all over this country rescuing animals, too, to bring them to other homes.
Well, Rich, I want to say thank you for doing that because, that's something that's near and dear to me as well, is to help these animals. So, go ahead.
Well,
I'm sorry.
It's like wagon training. There might be an animal that, say, could be 20 hours away in a drive, and people will drive a certain distance to organize it online, and you'll drive for 4 hours, and then the next person, you'll meet them, and they'll get it to the family that, is getting the animal. So, anyways, here's my question to you. My little brother and my sister, we all grew up with animals. We always had multiple animals in our home, and for the longest time, my sister has a bunch of animals like I do, but my brother, with his family, has never had a pet. His wife has an aversion towards them, and finally he just said, I really have a dream. I want to have a German Shepherd. Okay. So a dear friend of mine who's a Baltimore City police officer, he got a gorgeous German Shepherd. It was bred for military and police purposes. And we got an animal, a female German Shepherd, who is now, I think she's 12 weeks old now, from the same breeder, from the same, sire and same bitch. Just okay. Absolutely gorgeous animal. So here's the issue. He's having a lot of problems. Well, obviously, his kids won't chime in to help train the dog in house training because we know for a long period of time, I think a couple of months or whatever, that you're ingratiating this dog because it's a child basically. So
yes.
It's going to be peeing and pooping in the house until you get it to go outside. Until you got to read its signals and all these things, but. Unfortunately, his children aren't helping out. His wife won't take any responsibility for the animal. So I said to him, look, I can take the dog for a couple of months if that's what it means, and then give it back to you. It'll be trained and all that. So my question to you is, can you transfer those type of, in other words, the ownership from one person to another, and will the dog respond? I've never done this before. And this is, big question.
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely do things like that. So, for example, like just to give you an idea with law enforcement dogs, we typically like when we get our law enforcement dogs, we don't get them for, until they're about 7 months to almost 2 years, in that gap there. So it's not a difficult thing, but you also got to remember that it does take a toll on a dog too, because they get emotionally connected to you, and then you're dropping them back and forth type of thing. So, if you want to take the emotional side out, absolutely, it's a very easy thing to do. Since it's your family member. If you're going to take his dog to train him up and things like that, I don't see an issue why that would be an issue. But I would also suggest that you keep him in the loop of the training. So, for example, have him coming over once a week, or maybe his kids, his wife coming over to get to know the dog, create that relationship with it. So when the dog transitions to them, it's not a drastic event. That's one of those things that I always like to say is, even like when we do board and trains, where we take the dogs for a week and get them trained and send them back, the first 2 days is actually just creating a relationship with the dog. And then we go back with the handlers. So when we return the dog, we actually go back to their home to do in-home training with them as well, to make sure the transition back is very easy, because the dog will test the owners, knowing that they're like, hey, well.
The one thing that I've learned is from training a dog, or say you get a book or you have somebody train the dog, it doesn't train the animal. It trains the owner how to work with the dog, because the real work is what you spend. It's not the 1 hour you have the dog trainer. It's the time you spend with the dog on your own.
Absolutely.
The other thing is that the animal itself will be returned to my brother's home every evening.
Oh, okay.
Very trained dog. So, in other words, I would take the dog by day. I'd pick the dog up in the morning. The dog would spend the whole day with me. I'm a caregiver for an elderly father. And, he's got a home with a fenced yard, and I'll use that. And then in the evening, I return the dog back. But right now, unfortunately, my brother, he has a broken leg.
Yeah.
So he can't even walk the dog right now.
Yeah, so what we would do with him, is if the dog's bringing him home, if you're doing that, what I would have him do is what we call a name recognition drill, where every time the dog leaves the room, you just leave with your brother like a little basket of treats. Right. So when the dog leaves the room, he just calls the dog back. So, for example, I'm going to use my dog. My dog's name Bruno. So when Bruno would leave the room, I'd say Bruno, and then when Bruno would run back in, yes, good boy, and I would drop a treat on the floor, and he'd come over and pet. Especially because of the fact that we can't, in that case, you can't get up and pet the dog type of thing. So you'd have to get the dog to draw to you. By doing that little drill, that name recognition drill, the way I just described, dropping the treat, right? It would also help with a recall down the road. And then you can use his name to stop bad behavior. So let's say he's about to jump on somebody, and you go, oh, Bruno. And well, Bruno's going to remember that trick of saying, hey, well, last time I heard my name, I ran over to Dad. Dad dropped the treat and petted me. Hey, that's fantastic. So now you just stop the bad behavior and redirect it onto the positive behavior. And you're
reinforcing
you got it. It's reinforcing 4 different things. You're teaching a direction, a correction, a recall, and a focus simultaneously with one little drill. And you didn't even have to get off the couch. You can sit there. So, if your favorite baseball team's playing, you could just sit there and...
Which they are today, so... Hey.
Yeah, there you go, right there, man.
Be out there.
Awesome.
But at any rate, I just want to thank you very much for your service to our military. It's something I unfortunately couldn't do, but my father did and my grandfather did, but I certainly appreciate it, and especially what you do with animals, because it's a very, very important thing. Service dogs are very, very important, not only to our police force, but our military. And they do jobs that we can't do, but I want to thank you very much for that.
Well, thank you very much, Rich.
I'm glad I'm your first caller, and hopefully I get to meet you in person one day, okay?
Hey, you name it. I think I have your number here, and we'll give you a call after the show, and maybe we can do that, because I love to sit down and,
Please do. I'm over
and shake
in Columbia,
people's
Maryland,
hands.
and Baltimore all the time, so thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. You have a great day, and I hope you stay listening.
And go Orioles. I'll be down there today, so here you have it, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All going to the birds, my friend.
That's it, right
Bird
there.
the word. Bye-bye now.
All right, we have another caller. Hey, Tim, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Hey, fantastic. Sorry about the wait, brother, but how you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Enjoying my first episode here. So how you doing? How can we work with you today?
Okay, well, I recently had to get my Maltese put to sleep.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it kind of hit me kind of hard, but I'm having a lot of issues getting over it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how long it takes for that to,
to be honest with you, I've lost a few dogs in my life, and I can honestly tell you I've never gotten over it. Each one of my pets, just like family members. I mean, they are family members. They are very crucial parts of our life. To tell you the truth, I there is no time limit, and what we do to memorialize them, to really, sink in is going to be different. Like I said,